Hello, everyone. Walk Hill Bethelite here. And this is just my opinion at Bethel because I'm heterosexual. So the only people at Bethel banging pillows, I think, are primarily the heterosexual men. Because for the heterosexual men, if you're single at Bethel, it's harder to have sex. I mean, you can look at women all day and night. You can go talk to them at an assembly and try to date or something like that. But let's say you live at Bethel. That's almost like trying to date a woman or have sex with a woman when you live with your mom, right? You ain't there by yourself. The only way that would be able to work is if you can get her somewhere and be real quiet with it. And from what I heard at Bethel, at least at Walk Hill, is a lot of sex goes on as far as heterosexual. We'll talk about the other later. But as far as heterosexual, a lot of sex goes on during the lunch period, or during a period of time where everyone is supposed to be someplace and you don't just have crowds of people everywhere. So during lunch, a lot of people are at lunch. And then, as far as the rooms and the residences, there's some people there, but there's far less. So if you're going to sneak a girl in at Bethel, you're probably going to try to do it during lunchtime or during the time that they have set for the Bethel Watchtower study. When everybody's in the auditorium, then you'd be in your room or somewhere at Bethel with a girl banging away. Because the minute you walk in Bethel with a girl, people see you. They know you walking with a girl. They're going to know where you're going. And if you have a girl with you, you're supposed to leave your door open. You can't just take a girl to your room. You ain't just going to walk through Bethel with the girl and ain't nobody see you. Thousands of people ain't nobody going to see you. And if you go to your room, you can't close it. If there's not a group of people in there, a whole group, you can't close your door. It's kind of hard for a heterosexual to try to get some sex on the down low at Bethel. So that's why they be banging away at them pillows. They be banging them soft pillows. And they get theirs off that way. But as far as gay Bethelites, you have to understand something. People ask me all the time, were there gay Bethelites at Bethel? I will put it to you like this. There were extremely feminine men at Bethel. I can't tell you whether everybody was gay or what their sexuality was. I can tell you I have seen two men kissing before. So they were for definitely gay. But as far as people in general, yeah, there's a lot of I'm talking swishing around. I can't even do it. I can't even do it right. I'm talking about swishing around, hand like this type stuff. For example, when I first got to Bethel, I would get invited to different things, right? And different groups hung together. So you at Bethel, you find your group. When you go to a gathering, typically, unless it's a whole lot of new Bethelites, the people at that gathering are the people that gravitated toward each other. These are friends, right? And then when you go to that gathering, you see, do you fit with those people, right? You kind of hang with who you fit with. You get in where you fit in at Bethel. You're just not going to be for example, I got invited to a brother's room to go and play Smash Brothers. Now, when I got there, most of the people there I was meeting for the first time. The brother that invited me, I had only seen him a couple of times in the hallway or at dinner time, right? So of course I go to try to meet some new people, and when I get there, they're playing Smash Brothers. They got Smash Brothers playing. No one is watching what's going on. You can have a gathering in your room. You can go to anybody's room. You can do what you want. So you have a whole bunch of 19, 20-year-old boys all in this room. They all go where they want. They're playing Smash Brothers on the TV, and we're playing cards, and I'm sitting Indian style on the floor playing cards. One of the other boys was laying on his stomach playing cards. He's laying on his stomach. He had on these pants tight as hell. He had on these super tight jeans on. He's laying on his stomach, and his legs are behind him, kind of like waving behind him. He's just like kicking his legs around, sitting down like this, playing cards, laughing and giggling away. And I'm thinking, you got to understand the reason why they're comfortable at Bethel walking around with pants that damn tight. I'm talking about this dude's cheeks was about to bust out his pants. When you see women walking around with these pants that they look like jeans, but they're basically tights that you squeeze on. That's what this dude had on. He's, in my opinion, probably gay. You know what I mean? And there's no one watching them. Bethel is set up to watch Bethelites with women. If you're walking around with another guy, no one's watching you. No one's thinking to chaperone. That religion is set up to think none of us are gay. We're Jehovah's Witnesses. We would not be gay. So therefore, they have nothing set to guard against it. If you are a Bethelite, there's nothing to prevent you from going to these gatherings and associating, if you're gay, with all the other gay Bethelites. There's nothing stopping you from pairing up and having a boyfriend. Of course, you're not going to go walking around holding hands in the hallway, but there's nothing to prevent you from going in a room and closing the door if you're there with another guy. You just can't do that with a girl. So all the heterosexual guys are banging away at these pillows, right? You got feathers flying around everywhere. You got cotton flying around everywhere. You got holes all in the linen. They're banging away at the pillows. But the gay Bethelites are probably banging away at each other. There's a reason why that guy was sitting there just happy, joyously sitting there laying on his stomach, tight, triple tight jeans on, butt busting up out of the jeans, laying on his stomach, kicking his legs, right? And then the other guy that invited me, I noticed he wasn't wearing super tight clothes, but he kind of was pretty feminine also, tippy-toeing, just walking around his tippy toes everywhere, talking with that lisp, and I mean, all that stuff. So they all kind of fit together. I didn't really fit that group, right? So I tended to just hang out with people that were more, because what you end up doing is you kind of feel awkward. You feel awkward. You're not giggling the way everybody else is giggling. You're not kicking your feet up in the air. You're not just sitting like this, just talking and chatting away all night, right? So the thing about all of that is there's nothing to prevent homosexuality at Bethel. Nothing at all. I mean, you got people that they do that walk where they're just shaking their behind when they walk. I can't do it, but when they shake their behind when they walk just all down the hallway, you can do just about everything at Bethel but if you're homosexual, you can't just have sex in the hallway. You can't just kiss all in the open. But you can just swish your behind all around. And nobody's even allowed to think Bethelites are gay, right? So they're not going to say anything. And there's like a whole dating pool at Bethel, especially the older gay men and the younger boys that come in. Bethel is set up for there to constantly be new young boys coming in. And there's all these 40-plus-year-old men that aren't married, never had wives. Some of them are gay. They're not interested in women. They're interested in these young boys coming in. And I've already told you guys about the cabins. Bethel has got some nice cabins. And if you're new, if I remember correctly, you can probably reserve them like once every blue moon. You've got the seniority, right, to get the cabins, right, to reserve the cabins for a certain date. But this is by seniority, right? So the older guys, they can get the cabins. The guys that's been at Bethel for a long time, they can get the cabins, right, whenever they want to. So whenever they want to bust some cheeks, they be busting cheeks at Bethel. How do I know? When I was new, I've been invited to all of these things. When I was new at Bethel, I got invited to all the little gatherings where pretty much all the more, gay Bethelites hung out together. I was invited to those. The older guys, I had 2 guys hit on me. One guy invited me to the cabins. I'm new at Bethel, right? Jehovah's Witnesses don't have the same level of street smarts that your average person has. If I had the same level of street smarts that your average person has, when this older 40-year-old half-bald black guy invited me to the cabins, I would think, why would he do that? Why wouldn't a 40-plus-year-old man want to hang out with other 40-plus-year-old men and go to the cabins and they can play cards and have fun and do whatever they want to do? Why would a 40-plus-year-old man want to hang out with a 19, 20-something-year-old kid? It don't make sense unless he's bringing a whole bunch of other 19, 20-year-olds and he's just going to watch them fellowship. No, he wants to hang out with me. So I go, and when we go, we're playing cards and stuff like that. And there's other couples there that aren't from Bethel. I don't know where in the world they're from. But there was a white couple there, and we're playing cards. And it's this white couple, a man and a woman, and then me sitting down next to a 40-plus-year-old man, right? And we're playing cards together. And it's like, I just feel odd. What's going on? I immediately squeezed my butt cheeks together tight, clenched them together like this, because there was nothing going on up in there. So I just, the immediate red alert goes off when you're in that situation, and the cheeks clench tight, like so, bulletproof tight. And when I got away from that guy, I never went back. I was just so spaced out, I couldn't keep track of when it was my turn to play cards, because I'm looking around like, where's all the younger people like me? Why is there a man and a woman here and me with this grown ass man sitting so damn close to me? Our legs are touching. Scoot over. You don't have to be up on me to play cards. Scoot over. There wasn't about to be no, we finished playing cards, that couple leaves, and then it's just me and him there at the cabins. No. But this is what happens, right? at Bethel. They'll fill you out. They'll find out who is who, right? So when he found out I wasn't like that, it was a mutual, we weren't friends no more. Mutually. When I saw him in the hall, when I got the heck up out of there and never came, when I saw him in the hallway, he walked past me. He kept going on. It was mutual. We didn't discuss it. We didn't bring it up. I just never hung out with him anymore. And that's the guy, and I remember I told you guys before, that's the guy that I saw all the time getting in the car with a young 19-year-old, 20-year-old boy and driving off. Where they're driving to, I don't know, but there ain't nothing at Wallkill else but the cabins and residences. There's nothing in Wallkill Bethel that Watchtower don't own. So it wasn't like they were just driving around, most likely. He's taking these young boys, just like he took me, probably to the cabins. And when he takes the ones that are just giggling and laughing and laying on their stomach, kicking their legs, butt busting up out of their jeans, they're busting cheeks probably. He is a full-time special cheek buster, full-time service. He probably puts that down in his time slip, how many hours he spent busting cheeks. But yeah, so that goes on at Bethel. There was another guy who sat at my morning worship table. So when he started to take an interest in me, I'm not thinking nothing of it, but he's 40-something-year-old too. Looked like Pee Wee Herman. He looked like a grown man, the face of a child. Like he just looked odd. But he took an interest in me in that after morning worship, he would come over and talk to me. We would talk and have discussion. And in my mind, growing up JW, I'm thinking, oh, he's interested in helping me spiritually. He's interested because he's older and he's been there for forever. He ain't married, but he's been at Bethel for forever. So he's interested in showing me the ropes, showing me around Bethel and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking. No, this 40-plus-year-old white guy, other one was black, 40-plus-year-old white guy, goofy looking, rosy cheeks, comes over talking to me like this because I'm a young boy, and that's what they like. Older man, all these young boys coming in at Bethel. Of course he's coming over there, coming over to me to holler. Not to guide me spiritually. He's spitting game, so he invites me to his room, gives me alcohol. He has beer and stuff like that. He gives me alcohol. I'm guzzling some Heineken, I'm thinking, oh, this stuff is just for free. You know what I mean? Just like the women at the bars, when guys buy them drinks and the women just thinking they just drinking for free and don't nobody want nothing. Oh, hell no. They want to bust cheeks. So I'm in this guy's room and I'm sipping down on some Heineken. He's getting me alcohol. We're sitting down and he's talking about weird stuff. Talking about telling me when his roommate is not going to be there. Like, why are you explaining? In my mind, I can't figure out what is his reason for explaining to me when his roommate is not going to be there. Why would I care when your roommate's not going to be there? But he was very specific in telling me when his roommate was not going to be there. And then we're sitting down on the couch talking, and for whatever reason, I'm sitting there sipping my beer and I'm listening, thinking I'm about to get guidance from this older Bethelite. And he's telling me about laying on the floor. Picture the picture in your mind. Can you see in your mind's eye gay Bethelites laying on the floor, busting cheeks? Cheeks without end at last. Sing out with joy of heart. You too can have a part. Live for the day when you'll say, cheeks without end at last. So we are sitting on the couch like normal people would, and I'm sitting there listening to him talk, and he's telling me about when his roommate's not going to be there. Number one. Number two, his roommate was not there. Number three, I'm still not thinking nothing of it. It's just somebody I'm widening out in my mind, widening out, meeting new people. This man is sitting here talking to me about how it's okay if we lay on the floor. We're sitting on the couch. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why we would want to lay on the floor, but he wants to lay on the floor, and he wants to invite me to lay on the floor also. I'm not about to cuddle with you. Are you serious? I'm not about to cuddle with you. So it don't matter how many times he mentions and keeps bringing up that we can lay on the floor, we can get more comfortable, we can lay on the floor. It don't matter how many times he brings that up. The more he brings it up, the more I scoop my behind back in the chair. I'm not laying on the floor. So we finally get done chatting, and I get ready to leave. He gives me another beer. I mean, he just giving me the alcohol. He gives me another beer to take with me to get back to my room. I get back to my room. I'm just, you don't know how many times at Bethel I experienced things that you do not experience anywhere else. So I didn't know how do you figure this? It didn't really occur to me. All these people are trying to fuck. There's all these gay people at Bethel and they all want to have sex. They just didn't occur to me. So I didn't know, I really didn't know what to think about the situation. But then I get back to my room and I remember, now this guy's different from the black guy. The black guy, I just never talked to him again. This guy sat at my morning worship table. I talked to him multiple times. He'd see me in the hallway, he would stop. There was a time it was dark. They cut all the lights out in the tour area, but I was walking around there trying to figure out what to say when I took people on tours. I bump into him walking past me. He goes over there talking about how he wants to do a skit for family night. And he's talking about a dance that he wants to do. And he's inviting me to be a part of that. And he's saying, hey, well, we need to, meet at his room to practice and dance and the routine. And he's saying, well, we're going to pretend like we're cleaning up the Bethel and we're going to just break out in song. And he's like, there's going to be people with brooms, sweep, sweep. And then he shakes his butt. He's like, sweep, sweep, shake, shake. And he's showing me the dance. And I'm just like, man, okay, now I'm starting to figure this out. But who do you tell? Because there was another guy that walked past. It's just me and the guy from my morning worship table that's obviously gay, standing there. And then another white guy walks past. This guy, I think, is higher up at Bethel. This guy, I think, works at like Bethel office or something. And he's looking at me like I am a piece of steak. The Bethel office guy walks past looking at me like he sees the guy dancing in front of me, shaking his behind, trying to invite me to his room and stuff. He sees this and he walks by like he knows what's going on. And he's looking at me like I'm in on it or something. Like he gives me this lustful look, like he wants to join in or something. He's looking at me like, yeah, he's in on it. He knows. So I can look at him and walk past and lick my lips and all this stuff and he ain't going to say nothing. No, I was not in. I just hadn't figured out what the heck was going on yet. So yes, at Bethel, if there's a person who that's their sexuality and they are from Bethel, I would be interested in hearing from them, because the only thing I can think of that would prevent them from having sex is their own conscience. If there's a person at Bethel and they're gay, the only thing preventing them from having sex, because people aren't watching other guys together, is themselves. If they just don't feel it's right, or they really do believe in the religion or something like that, then yeah, they would try to abstain, but they don't have to. They do not have to. They in there busting cheeks at Bethel. And I have given you the tactics on how that happens, right? The people who are friends, the people who are like each other, they fellowship together. There ain't nobody watching them. They do what they want to do. The older men, as young Bethelites come in and don't know nobody and don't know anything, they swoop in and start inviting you to things where it is just you and the 40-year-old, a 19-year-old and a 40-year-old. Come on now. It's obvious. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I think it's primarily the heterosexual Bethelites banging their pillows and banging their bed rolls. 937-789-4029. X-Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.